What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol VXRT for Vaxart Inc. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will, of course, be an update. We've talked about the stock extensively on the channel the past couple of days, and the first thing I would point out is that we saw a significant breakdown into the end of the week here, and if I just adjust this for a second, make it a little bit easier on your eyes, what you'll notice is we now have a firm breakdown underneath the low end of the range. The range being defined, of course, as this rectangle right here. So what's the significance of that? Well, clearly, anyone who was a buyer, a participant in this section of the chart is now overhead supply. They are underwater. If they're looking for a break-even trade or to mitigate some of their losses, the first place they look to do that is at the bottom end of the range, the best possible entry that anyone could have had at and around $6.60. So if there's an upturn in Vaxart, and based on the extended nature, there may be, I'm not forecasting that as a likely scenario, but maybe there is, I would start to classify this as a must-watch area of resistance at and around 660 if the uptick comes even in the first place, okay? If we get there, be on the lookout from the 30-minute perspective for any inverted hammers that print, indecision dojis, basically things that make you question, is this just a dead cat bounce? Can we flip underneath the lows for a move back lower, or just avoid longs, right? You don't want to get sucked into the trap of buying this because you think it's a deal when we're just simply back testing here and actually about to roll over, right? If you start seeing these, then that's not the time to be a buyer of the stock, right? That would indicate that we are going to go lower. So those are my 2 cents on the upswing. To the downside, whenever we have a range in play, so here's that range as a reminder, usually what we look for is a range double. And just roughly based on an eyeball, that would take us to about $6 here inside of Vaxart. What I want to do is compare that to any structure that we get from the weekly time frame. We already had a level mapped out around 529, but is there anything in between is the question to ask. And we're kind of at this support from right in here. So the answer is no. Really, there's some room to fall here inside of the stock all the way down towards 529 with the range double taking you to 6. Again, it's not a rule that you have to stop at 6. It just gives you an eyeball as to where you may be headed, okay? So not looking good for new longs. I would say that you need to be patient and wait for some sort of structural bottom if you are interested in trading this to the long side in the first place. So what that would mean is some sort of double bottom could form down here, could form at some other price level. Break of the neckline takes you back higher. Could be some sort of inverted head and shoulders, something like this. Again, here's your neckline, takes you back higher. I would still focus on this as being the critical upside target, critical resistance at and around $6.60, even if a bullish, reversal pattern does ultimately show itself down here in between ranges at and around 6, could be lower, 575, could be anywhere down here, but do keep in mind that this is not going to go away as an important area of resistance. That's really going to wrap up the video. There's not a whole lot to look into from the 30-minute perspective. I suppose the fibs might be something interesting. From high to low of the first move, no attempt at the 38.2. From high to low of the entire day, a little bit of an attempt here, but still nonetheless bear flag consolidation into the end of the day. As I mentioned, I still do feel that it will be all bearish as long as we remain underneath $6.60. That's really going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.